join me in giving him a warm Viking welcome, Mr. Michael King.
I have a quick question I want to start off today with, and it's probably the most important question that I could possibly ask you today. And I want your participation in this as we get going. What is your favorite Christmas movie of all time? I heard some elves in there. Any elves in the room, right? And I heard a couple diehards. Who's our philosophers in the room here today? Anybody? No? You know, we have like The Grinch. We have the documentary about the math teacher. We have Home Alone. We have all those different things. But here's the thing is that when it comes to this thing that we call the holiday season and the Christmas season, sometimes like holiday movies, they always follow the exact same formula. If you think about it, right? It's like this, is that somebody is stressed out, it gets messy, and then something goes wrong, someone is stressed, and then in the end, something magical happens. Snow starts to fall out of absolutely nowhere, and everyone cries and hugs each other like they didn't almost ruin Christmas in the first place. But let's be real, it doesn't always go like that, does it? For some people, we love the lights. We love the food, we love the music, but for others, the holiday just brings up a lot of different pressure and a lot of loneliness, complicated family stuff, memories that we would rather forget. Real life doesn't fix itself in a slow motion snowfall moment. But here's what we know is that when it comes to the things that we experience as people, is that everybody looks fine in December, but nobody actually really is. We carry a lot of stuff with us. Now, I picked up these saxophones when I was in grade school, and these are complicated instruments, right? There's over 75 different moving components on these instruments between the pads, the springs, the buttons to push, the way that you play them, etc. I've been literally playing these instruments for over 40 years to be able to become great at it. But my motivation wasn't necessarily because I wanted to just be a musician. You see, my dad, he was in these professional bands as I was a kid and growing up, and so he told me, he said, hey, if you become great at playing music, maybe someday that you could actually be in one of my bands. And I'm like, awesome. I mean, I'd seen people play in the bands that he was in, and so I saw saxophones on the stage, and so I decided, like, this was going to be my thing. I was going to become a professional musician. That's what I wanted to do. So I picked up the saxophone, but what I figured out was that this is the one place that I figured that I could breathe. Life was so chaotic and family life was so messy that this was the space that I could escape to. Now, I didn't have the words necessarily of what I was feeling yet, but music gave me space to feel something. My dad didn't play saxophone, but somehow this became my thing. It was my voice, and it was my way of saying, like, I'm here, I matter, and I exist. But I want to be honest with you is that there were seasons in my life when I completely forgot who I was. I got lost in expectations. I tried to be who everybody else wanted me to be. I was confused. I was exhausted. I was unsure, but underneath it all, I was simply afraid that I wasn't enough. But then I had this breakthrough moment. This breakthrough moment was the moment when I realized that I didn't have to pretend. I didn't have to fit someone else's version of success. I didn't have to be perfect. I could simply just be me. If you hear me say one thing here today, I want you to hear me say this, is that you don't need to fit in when you were built to stand out. The things that make us unique, they're not flaws. The things that make us unique are the things that helps us stand out. They're actually gifts. So this is your proclamation card. I want you to think about this because this is what it says. It says this, that the world can be confusing sometimes, and we can forget the meaning of the holiday season. But today in this moment, on the count of 3, what I want you to do is I want you to declare your word for yourself, and I want you to shout it out as loud as you possibly can here in this moment. So think about those words. So brave, enough, strong, creative, resilient, hopeful, kind, worthy. So whatever it is, on the count of 3, are you ready? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. That's right. You are enough. You are brave. You are creative. No matter what's under the Christmas tree, I want you to know that this is the thing that brings us all together. It's about you being significant. It's about you being enough.